Welcome back, and thanks for joining on this glorious and amazing day. So, when I was a child, I had very few adults that I was able to connect to or have an impact on me. But there was one from the very few, and that was my maternal grandfather. Although I've seen him on average once or twice a year, he lived in Brooklyn, I lived in Montreal. Yet, the very few moments we spent together a year was very special, extremely special, and I am very, very grateful. He lived almost up to 100 and is a wonderful, still today, wonderful role model, although I cannot connect with his matter. But yet, a lot of good habits that I have is directly from him. When you love someone, you don't need them to teach you. You're willingly there to learn and to emulate them because you love them. And that's a topic for itself that we shouldn't teach our children. We should just be real good people, because our children, if we have a good relationship with them and we love them, they will just mimic us. And something very interesting happens after he passes on about 19 years ago, that I feel him. Through challenges, he's right there. He's usually on my left side or behind me. And he's right here right now. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh. Left behind or total left on the side. The encouragement is just amazing. The encouragement is just phenomenal. The messages, the connection. And after a few years, I started doubting myself, because I know that I'm able to be a child. And being a child means you could connect to spirit. And there's a lot of stuff you could do that adults don't do, because adults decided to leave that childish, beautiful feeling and inspiration that children have. And I decided to take the child with me, the teenager with me. So I know, and I'm very lucky that I could connect in ways that other humans don't, although I think everyone could, but we don't deal with it. We just deal with matter. But I started doubting myself. Although I know 100% in different aspects that I was able to connect to people I was close to and ask them about certain times what they were doing, even though there was no social media, there was no connection. And I asked them what happened at 3:05, and they go, "How do you know?" So this is not something I could be proud of. It's a gift that was given to me, and I guess the greatest gift was that I was able to cultivate it and not ignore it, not suppress it, and not to deal with 1% of my life when the wealth lies in the 99% of my life. But this issue of my grandfather being there with me, and in challenging times and in good times, really being there bothered me, because although I didn't care, but it bothered me. And I said, is this a fantasy, imagination, or is he really there? Until one day I bumped into a colleague of mine, a psychic. Wonderful man, sadly underrated. People don't know about him. Lives in Brooklyn. His name is Mendel Morozov. A fascinating psychic. Like, he's just incredible. That's all I could say. And we have different abilities, different gifts. But he is just incredible. I mean, I could just say stories upon stories about him. I wish I could spend just about a few hundred hours just to sit and talk with him, but I don't have that ability right now, and I don't think he does. So I bumped into him about a year and a half ago. How much time do we have? Oh, I went over time. I'll tell you the story in the next clip. Thanks for joining, and thanks for listening.